Have you ever thought of exploring the vibrant convention of Comiket, where passionate artists, dedicated fans, and countless cosplayers come together for the world's largest doujinshi event? In this guide, we will cover everything you need to know to make your Comiket experience unforgettable, from planning your trip and buying your tickets, to navigating the bustling halls and finding your favorite artist. The video is broken down into sections that you see above with timestamps below. Comiket, short for Comic Market, is a massive Japanese fan convention held twice a year in Tokyo. It is dedicated to doujinshi, or self-published works, which is analogous to fan-made works. As the largest event of its kind, Comiket draws in hundreds of thousands of attendees, from passionate artists and cosplayers to devoted fans. Starting in 1975, it has grown into a cultural phenomenon. The next Comiket is in this winter, Comiket 105, or C105 for short. Comiket takes place twice a year, in mid-August for the summer Comiket, and at the end of December for winter Comiket. While it used to be a 3 to 4 day event, it has recently been condensed to 2 days, and the convention is held at Tokyo Big Site, which is in the southern part of Tokyo. This video is for overseas attendees who have planned their trip around Comiket and want to make the most out of their experience. Doujinshi covers a wide range of media, including books, games, and fan works from Toho, Fate, your favorite seasonal anime, and many, many more. Many anime have even depicted Comiket, especially depicting the Tokyo Big Sight building, such as Genji-Ken, Lucky Star, and even Dragon Maid. I have had the chance to attend Comiket 104 this past summer, where I navigated the process of buying tickets, including getting the early access pass, explored countless booths while I was out there, and spent so much money. Visiting Comiket has been on my bucket list for years, and the experience far exceeded my expectations, and I want all of you to also experience that too. Though there are no age restrictions for attending Comiket, please be aware that much of the merchandise is adult-oriented, and unlike Western anime conventions, Comiket is primarily focused on self-published works market, cosplay, and corporate events. Winter Comiket typically has more cosplayers compared to the summer due to the intense heat and humidity of August, and each of the days features different artist circles, but one thing is for certain, the crowds are immense and can be overwhelming. Now let's go over buying tickets. We will be going over 4 different ticket types: early entrance, cosplay early entrance, AM entry, and PM entry. The cosplay and early entrance tickets are lottery based, while the AM and PM tickets can be bought beforehand, and the PM tickets can actually be bought on the day of Comiket. First, we will go over how to buy AM or PM tickets at one of these markets: Animate, Toranoana, or Melon Books. If you are in Japan, these wristbands go on sale about a month before Comiket starts. These are the tickets most people get. These physical tickets are actually limited in quantity, but for reference, we were in Tokyo about half a month before Comiket 104 started, and were able to find the slips of tickets to buy the physical AN wristbands at a Akihabara Melon Book store. When we were in Sendai about a week before Comiket, all the AN wristbands were sold out at another Melon Books there. Remember, you will need to buy the tickets separately for each day. If it looks like the AN wristbands are sold out, you could go closer to the register and they may have more AN wristbands left. That is what happened with us. As seen as this picture to the left, we only saw the PM tickets, which is the bottom one. But when we went nearby the registers, we saw another full stand with all the tickets, including a full AM ticket wristband. Once you buy the wristbands, you are given the physical band. It will be colored and say the day it is used for, along with the time. These wristbands do not have any names, and all you will need to do is put it on your wrist the day when you get to Comiket. For now, keep it in a safe place. Also, while you are at Melon Books or Animate, buy yourself a Comiket catalog, a comprehensive list of all the booths that will be available for both days, or 3 or 4 days if they ever bring it back. There's also a free companies catalog you can get. We will be going over these catalogs later. Now, what if you can't be in Japan before the physical wristbands are sold out? Well, participants unable to buy wristbands in store can buy an e-ticket for the AM or PM queue. Use this Comiket International link to find the e-ticket link, and this could be exchanged for a wristband on site the day of. The e-tickets exchange table opens at 8 a.m., and once you exchange, you will get your wristband. Thereafter, you can join the AM or PM queue, whichever you have bought. There is limited capacity on the e-tickets, but that does not mean it will sell that fast. You have probably over a week to buy them. When ordering this e-ticket, please make sure your name is the same name that is on your passport, as they may check. Also, getting an e-ticket means that you have to go through 2 queues. First, the exchanging queue before lining up at the regular entry queue. If you could get a physical wristband, use that option instead of getting an e-ticket if you want to queue early. Lastly, we'll be going over early access tickets. This is a lottery-based system and opens about 1.5 months before Comiket starts. You can add your bid to all the early accesses that you want to go to. I recommend doing day 1 for both East and West, and also day 2 for East and West. Do everything. If you're not cosplaying, then I will not bother entering the cosplaying changing lotto. After about a week, the lottery will close and the results are posted. If you are selected, you will have to pay 5,000 yen to get your ticket. This may sound steep, but I will tell you in my opinion that the early access is worth it. The early access starts going in at 10:30 a.m. and you are guaranteed to be inside by latest 11 a.m. And 11 a.m. is when the first people that have lined up, probably around 4 a.m., are going to get in. I was fortunate enough to win a day 2 West/South lottery ticket this year, and the process is pretty straightforward. You will receive an email with a code and instructions, and you will need to print this out and bring it to a Japanese Family Mart. Once you're at the store, head to the printer machine and follow the steps provided in the email. And after printing, take the receipt to the cashier and they will exchange it for your ticket. If you get stuck, don't hesitate to ask an employee for assistance. If you don't know Japanese, just use Google Translate and just talk around. The ticket will have your name printed on it, and while they may check your name against your passport, they did not check mine when I went. Keep this ticket safe, and when you arrive at Comiket, follow the arrows directing you to the early access lineup, and your ticket will be exchanged for a wristband there, and you'll queue in a special early access area. If you have an early access ticket, you will not need the regular AM wristband for entry. Lastly, while it is possible to buy tickets on the day of Comiket, I highly advise against it. Again, anytime that you have to go through multiple lines, the amount of time you're in Comiket decreases. So getting the tickets beforehand should be a must. But if you just forgot to buy and you can't buy anything, you are allowed to go to Comiket and go to the desk and buy a ticket and get in. Next, we'll be going over some of the Comiket maps and also be going over how to read the catalog. It is important to note that the maps Comiket gives are oriented south. Here's an example comparing Google Maps and the map of Comiket. Nevertheless, this map will show where all the east sections are, along with all the west and south sections. This is the Comiket catalog. It will have every circle that is attending Comiket, and at the start of each section, you're shown the whole hall of the section that you're looking at, along with the type of material that is there for that section and day. Like in this case, there's a lot of Blue Archive. On the side, you can see it's split up into sections and 2 distinct groups. The first few sections are for East and West halls, and the groups are for Day 1 and Day 2. If you wanted to find an artist and were given Day 2, East 7, C 17, you can first go to the Day 2 East 7 and try to find C 17. And since it's in order, you're able to find your artist and go along with your business. On circle.ms, you can also view the map, but here you can see all the different categories: Blue Archive, Anime Shoujo, Anime Others, Games, RPG, and even Love Life. And when you click on Day 2 on the top right, all the booths are different. You can now see cosplay, Toho, and VTubers are all on Day 2. The corporate catalog is straightforward, showing all the corporate booths. Once you have a list of booths you want to go to, you can write them down on the map the catalog gives you. Plan accordingly, as the longer you wait, the more likely the circle sold out of the item you wanted. Circles on the side are typically more popular, as their reputation grants them the opportunity to have lines going outside the building. If you are all on these lines, be prepared to wait over 30 minutes minimum. Mark the must-gets on your map, along with marking the items that you don't really care about as much, in case that you are too late and it's sold out. Getting to Tokyo Big Sight is actually a little bit harder than you think. It takes about 30 to 40 minutes just from Tokyo Station just to get to the big site. And there are 2 main lines, the Yuri Kamome line and the Rinkai line. The Yuri Kamome line has a closer destination to Big Sight than the Rinkai line, but it's important to note to go on the first or last station on the Yuri Kamome line, the Shinbashi or the Toyosu station, as there are already going to be a lot of people lined up for the trains. If you were to go on a middle station, trains are already going to be packed and you probably can't get in. The Rinkai line is a bit more spread out, so there's less of a problem there. There are also bus and taxi options, though I recommend just using the trains. Continuing, we will now talk about entering Comiket. First, you cannot line up overnight. You can only line up starting when the trains start around 4 a.m. It is a health issue and violation if you camp out overnight, though there are some people that still do. If you are more on the casual side and also don't want to wait in line that much, going to Comiket after the early morning rush should be the time for you to arrive, including the PM time. Lastly, remember during the ticket types, the QR table opens at 8 a.m. So if you bought your ticket online and had a QR code, you can only line up at the QR table at 8 a.m. and after that you still have to go through the regular queue, meaning you lose the ability to line up earlier than 8 a.m. If you're in between being a hardcore versus a casual Comiket participant, just come about 1 hour before your line starts. It's not that deep. There are 2 entrances for the regular AM and PM ticket queues, East and West. If you wanted to go see the Tokyo Big Sight building where you see the anime shots, you will go to the West queue. The West entrance is also less crowded than the East entrance because once you are inside the Tokyo Big Sight, you can go to any section. It could be worth it to line up at the West entrance to go in and then walk straight to the East section rather than waiting at the longer East queue. Starting at Comiket 106, parts of the East halls are under renovation for a certain amount of time, so the East queue could be less appealing, making the West queue longer again. Early entrances also have a specific queue. Make sure you follow the signs, and the early West entrance is also split to both West and South entry, so with the early entrance, you're just about guaranteed to get inside before the first group of AM queues, the people that lined up at 4 a.m. get in. Just remember, if you won the early entrance lottery, that is only good for the day and the location you want them in. Look for official information on the entry locations. They may change between each Comiket, but there should be plentiful signs in all languages so you won't be lost. What to bring for a Comiket? If you're going to Comiket for buying merch, bring a shoulder bag or backpack. Make sure that if the bag is heavy, it does not hurt to hold. And don't bring that big plastic bag you got from Uniqlo or Bang. It will hurt to hold later. Many that do bring a backpack, bring a lighter backpack as you'll be bumping into many people. So just make sure the backpack does not stick out that much. And you can also place the backpack in front of you. I also use a fanny pack, big enough for a water bottle, and it's separate from all the books I got in my backpack. When you go to stalls, and depending on what you buy, they may also give you even more bags. I even got this Yo-Star bag handed out to me for free when I was at the corporate floor. Just don't make yourself too big to be a burden at the crowded Comiket. Next, bring cash money. Do not wait last minute to get cash. There are 0 booths that will take your credit card, and even the corporate booths don't even take credit card. There are some ATMs at Comiket, but this is such a bad choice as there will be yet another queue. Bring enough cash on your budget that you will spend, and most items are between 100 and 1,000 yen, and some of the bigger sets are 2,000 to 5,000 yen. The corporate booths cost a little bit more, so you can even get over 10,000 yen. And lastly, try not to bring 10,000 yen bills. Some booths will take it, but some are just expecting the 1,000 yen or even the 500 yen coins. Another essential item for summer Comiket especially is water. There is no getting around it. Mid-August is the hottest and most humid time in Tokyo. You will suffer outside waiting in a queue because there is no shade, and inside is not much better. Thousands of people will be in a building that will congest the air, you will sweat, and the whole building smells. Bring water, and at least there are many vending machines that get restocked every 10 minutes that you need more water. Comiket will always remind people every year about the heats and bring in enough water. Even for winter Comiket, bring some water. You're always going to be walking and holding bags for a long time. More items to bring include a fan and umbrella. You need more assistance in the hot weather. A fan will help you cool down a little bit, and the umbrella will give you shade. The umbrella is also used for if there's going to be a rainy Comiket. Just make sure for umbrella etiquette that you close your umbrella when you're moving. Face towels will also help with sweat. Small chairs can be brought to make sure you're not sitting on the hot assault in the queue. And make sure to bring sunscreen and apply it before you come. For winter Comiket, check the temperature and bring ample clothing and a coat, pocket warmer, and blanket. Alright, let's go to line etiquette. If the booth is very long, there will be an end of line sign. In this case, you can see Saikobi, the end of the line. If the line is super long and needs to be broken up into many pieces, there will be signs for a middle of the line, Retsu Tochu, the middle of the line. Do not join the middle of the line and instead try to find the end of the line. If you join the end of the line, you will also need to hold up a sign. Use mochimasu, which means I will hold it. There will also be volunteers guiding the lines. The end of line sign may also show the catalog of items sold and show the prices if it's sold out or not. There may also be volunteers showing the whole catalog around the line. And this will help you to see that if the item that you wanted is sold out, you don't have to stay in line all the way until you reach the front of the table. At the corporate booths, there will be catalogs passed out while on the line. Next up is buying etiquette. You're allowed to look at the contents before buying, and if you wanted to buy something, at the very basic, you can say "Kore o kudasai," which means "this please." If there's multiple items, you could say "Kore to dot o kudasai" for multiple items. You can also point to help.
これだけください。はい、4500円です。はい、ありがとうございます。
If the booth is also selling a new set, you may hear Shinkan Setto, which means a new set. A new book, you might hear Shin Saku, which means new item.
ここの新刊はどれなんでしょうか。はい、新刊はこれとこれね。どっちも500円です。
You see the characters above here, kanbai, it means the items are sold out. And if you forget all of these basic phrases, pointing and knowing the exact amount of money that you need to have should be enough. Add in onegaishimasu if you remember that. It is also courteous to ask if you can read something before you pick it up. You can say, "Kore o yondemo ii desu ka?" which means, "Can I read this?" For cosplay etiquette, get permission before taking a photo of cosplayers. You should say, "Shashin o totemo ii desu ka?" Exiting Comiket. Check the official closing time. It could either be 4 p.m. or 5 p.m. depending on the day and hall. After the bell rings, everybody has to exit the building. If you are leaving at this time, you're basically stuck at the big site for another hour at minimum. There will be queues at both train lines and buses. You could walk to a close mall and eat and take a breather while you wait out the line. And if you don't want to wait at the train station for an hour, you can leave Comiket a little bit earlier before everybody leaves at the end, and you won't have this problem. I hope this guide prepared you for an amazing Comiket experience. Please use the links below for official Comiket resources and information too. Now get out there and enjoy Comiket.